hearts poured out. There is none beside you. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Holy, holy, God Almighty.
Yes, I've been to time with Michael and Taylor. Yes. Are you excited?
Yes.
Worthy, worthy, King of glory, we lift you high, we lift you high.
I'm fine. I'm fine. This is so much more difficult than it looks on TV.
This is so Wizards of Light really play.
Peace within the battle. We lift our hands, our lives to you surrender. Jesus came to save us. We bring our gifts.
We made it.
Mama. Morning.
Holy, holy, God Almighty, we lift you high, we lift you high. Worthy, worthy, King of glory, we lift you high, we lift you high. Holy, holy, God Almighty, we lift you high, we lift you high. Worthy, worthy, King of glory, we lift you high, we lift you high.
Hey, we got mini bags.
Hey, Raylan.
Hello, Raylan.
To you, Lord.
Somebody say fire! Fire! Somebody say fire! Fire! Somebody say fire!
To you, Lord. Oh, to you, Lord. To you, Lord. We bow our knees, our gifts we bring. To you, Lord. To you, Lord. Holy, holy, God Almighty, we lift you high, we lift you high. Worthy, worthy, King of glory, we lift you high, we lift you high. We lift our hands, pour out our hearts.
Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Taylor Nelson, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the footage that you just watched, and that was my 2018 Belize mission trip footage that I got there. And first of all, to start off with, in no way am I saying like, oh my gosh, I'm such a big Christian or whatever because I went on a mission trip, but this was just my personal experience, and I decided to share it with you guys because I figured you might be interested in it if you were ever planning on a mission trip just in general, or a mission trip with Praying Pelicans, or a mission trip to Belize, just really my overall experience with it. So first off, I just want to start off by saying that it was the village of Crooked Tree, Belize that I went to, and they are amazing. Like, let me just tell you, The pastors there, his name was Pastor Magana and his wife was Miss Magana, and they're amazing. First day, we were driving to Atlanta to go stay at my friend Annabelle's house there. After that, we went to the airport, and it was really early. We had to get up at like 4 o'clock that morning or 3 o'clock or something because we had to be at the airport at 4:30 and it was like an hour away or something. I don't know. We got up super early, and then we went to the airport and got all our stuff and everything. Well, our flight didn't leave until like 10 o'clock that morning or 10:30. And so we get on the flight and we go from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, and whenever we got in Fort Lauderdale, then it was a bit of a layover, like maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then after that we went and got on our other flight that was going straight to Belize. And once we got in Belize, this was the scary part because I had no idea what to expect, and this was also, disclaimer, first time I've ever been out of the country, first time I've ever ridden on an airplane, like first time I've ever done any of this. So right whenever we got there, we had to get all of our stuff and get off the plane. Well, there are these people there and they're like rushing us back, like to go inside the airport part, and like we separated somehow. Like our team from my church got separated, and it was my sister and my cousin that were not with us, and we were like, oh my gosh, like where did they go? And I just got so scared. Well, turns out, and they were just still on the airplane, they were just the last ones to get off because all of their bags were like in a separate compartment and they couldn't find them at the top or whatever. So we got them, got all checked in and stuff, and then Satan hits again because we're trying to get through the gates, and my sister was with us and so was my mom. Well, in order to go out of the country, if you're at the age of 12, you have to have both parental consent, and you have to have signatures of both parents, regardless if you're with one parent or if you're with anybody, you have to have both your parents' consent. We did not know that. And so Hayden, which is my sister, her and mom had to wait like around the corner at this behind this little thing while my stepdad was emailing them a picture or something of his signature to this lady at the airport. It was crazy. It took about 30-45 minutes to get them actually through the gate. We were praying, we were freaking out, and so Satan was already trying to attack us, you know, but we got through it. Then we walk outside and we think we're going to be meeting this man named Josiah, who had been in control of our whole trip, like had been telling us what to pack, what to bring, like what was going on and stuff, and he's not there. The only people there was a woman named Marion, her husband Herman, and a girl named Lauren. So we got there and they tell us that they're actually going to be the ones that are going to be helping us out and be staying with us and stuff. That Josiah was actually not even going to be in there because he was in the United States and we were in a totally different country. And yeah, so we're kind of freaked out a little bit by that. But when we got there, we took a picture, we got on the bus there, and the bus driver's name is Mr. Marconi. Love him, good at riddles. If you guess his riddles, he'll buy you a Coke, but if you get it wrong, then you have to buy him a Coke. Tit for tat. We got on the bus, we went and ate lunch, and then I fell asleep. From Belize City, we went to Crooked Tree because the airport was in Belize City, and then Crooked Tree was like an hour and a half away. So we got to Belize City, and then we got to Crooked Tree. I did not know what to expect. The whole first day was really just kind of like us getting used to like where we were staying and like our environment and stuff. So we didn't really do anything the first day, except for when we first got there and everything. Like we had this whole group meeting time and like we worshipped and stuff. It was really fun. Really enjoy it. Really miss it. It was really great. Like Mr. Herman played the guitar and we all sang and stuff. It was really good. And then we went around and told our name and our favorite cereal, and mine's Pops, probably. I don't know. I like all cereal. But anyways. So Sunday morning we woke up, we got dressed, we went to church. Church was awesome. Brad, which was a guy from our church that went with us to Belize, he spoke. My friend Michael gave some of her testimony. And then we went to church or whatever. Well, the afternoon really just kind of hung out, got to know the people there. I met my friend Zara, and she is the Belizean girl that was with us in most of my videos. Like, she hung out with us the whole time, and I love her so much, and I miss her so much. So Zara, if you're watching this, I miss you, I love you. So I met them, and we just kind of hung out. Well, then Sunday night service came, and this was the night that I gave my testimony. Okay, well, this is the night that some of our groups sang in front of the church and stuff, and it was really good. We made an announcement about VBS, and I met a bunch of people there from the church, and it was so sweet there. And that night we set up for VBS, and it was really cute and stuff. It was just simple stuff, which was Monday. We went to the school there, and it was right behind the youth building. It was so weird. It was like pastor's house, the church, youth building, school. Like, it was like so like all together, so it was just really easy to deal because it was just a tiny village and it was really sweet there. But when we went in there, we did little cheers with the kids and stuff, and we did little chants and everything, and I really loved all of them. As soon as I seen them, they were all so precious looking, like I miss them so much. So we did that, and then we went back and like got all VBS stuff ready. Well, then that night or that day after school, it was around like 3 or so, like 3:30, we started the VBS, and it was so fun and just sweet and precious. And again, I didn't really get any videos, but I wish I would have. But I met so many kids there. God was really showing me a lot through them. Most of their parents weren't really involved in their lives, and they didn't have that much, but they were so happy. They were like the happiest kids I've ever seen in my life, and they all rode their bikes around everywhere. Half of them didn't wear shoes all the time, but they were so sweet. Like, you could tell that God's joy was really just in them a lot, and it was awesome. It's like Tuesday, which is the next day after this, like we did home visits before VBS, and then we did VBS that afternoon. We really just hung out with the kids a lot, and I love them so much again. Like, I met this really sweet lady, and her name was Miss Maggie, and I'll insert a picture if I can. This really sweet lady named Miss Maggie, and she had Alzheimer's, but she was telling us all about her wedding and her husband who had passed away. Her testimony was really awesome because she talked about how she had arthritis, and she prayed and prayed and prayed for God to allow the pain to go away, but eventually it did, and she was so happy, and she praised God even though she was left crippled and could not walk. But she says that she knows that God will allow her to walk and one day and like go home to her husband in heaven, and it was really, really sweet. And I really loved it so much. Then after that, we went back to the church and had the VBS that afternoon. And then that night we went and walked my friend Zara home, and we met her dog there. Then we ran around a fire that her dad made and just was acting crazy and goofy, and it was really fun. And I miss them so much. I miss Khadija, which is our friend there, and we were doing the thunder roll thing. It was so fun. Then after that, we went home, or we stayed home, but it was basically like our second home in the youth building. We went there and we went to bed or whatever. And then the next day was the last day that we were going to be in Crooked Tree, because the next day we were going to go to Belize City and then go to Caye Caulker, which is the island about 45 minutes away from Belize City. We just kind of like hung out and did a home visit, I think. And then that afternoon we did VBS, and then that night we had like a closing ceremony or whatever for the VBS, and like a Wednesday night service, and it was really good. Brad preached, and then all the kids were there from VBS, and it was so sweet, and I miss them all so much. And I was just talking to all my favorite, well, I say favorites, but I just love them all so much. I got closer to a bunch of them. Gosh, I want to go back so bad. But that night I had to say goodbye to all my little Belize friends, and it was so awfully sad. I miss them so much. I had to say goodbye to Zara. She was going to be going with us the next morning to Belize City, and then we'd have to tell her bye at the boat before we went to Caye Caulker. But anyway, so we did that night, and then we cleaned up after VBS, and then the closing thing, and then we went in the room and went to bed. And we had to pack all our stuff that night because we were leaving really early the next morning. And then the next morning, which is Thursday, we were getting ready to leave to go to Caye Caulker, and some of the kids from the VBS came like super early for school that day and to see us leave and stuff, and to see us before we left. And it was so sweet because my little sweetheart Leonard, I'll put a picture in here, he's my lock screen, I love him so much. He came really early, and he lives about 30-45 minutes away from the school for a walking. He walked there to see us before we left, and I love him so much. He wrote me a letter. It was really sweet. We left that morning, and then we went to Belize City and dropped off our luggage. Like, we had a carry-on that had clothes in it and stuff, but we dropped off our luggage at some hotel there so that we can come pick it up the next morning in order to go to the airport with it. So that Thursday, we went to Belize City, dropped off our bags, then we went to the boat place and then got on a water taxi, and then it took about 45 minutes from Belize City to get to Caye Caulker. And then once we got there, me, Maria, and Marion, we all stayed on the island while everyone else went and snorkeled. I was scared because I'm not a really good swimmer, but I can still swim. I can just stay afloat. So they all went snorkeling, and we stayed there, and we kind of just took a nap. I took a nap in a hammock, and if I can insert a picture, I love that too, because that was the best nap I've ever had in my life. But my neck hurt so bad. Like, take a pillow. If you're gonna sleep in a hammock, just take a pillow. But I took a nap, and then they got back, and then after that we all went and ate at a restaurant there in Caye Caulker, and then we went and shopped and stuff. Like we went to all the little stores and everything, and I got like some little stuff, like I got a fanny pack and a scrunchie and like some bracelets and stuff for my friends. We went back to the room, and then we had like a little meeting thing to kind of close out, because the next morning we were going to be leaving to come home, and we worshiped for a while, and then we did affirmations for everybody for like things that we had seen God work through them this past week and everything, and it was really sweet and like tugged on my heartstrings. And then after that we went to this woman who actually used to own a cafe, but she closed it down, and now she only cooks for Praying Pelican mission teams there, and she's so sweet, and her food was so good, and I want to go back so I can have some more. And then we went and got ice cream, and then we went back to the room and went to bed. But before that, I think we got Miss Marion to braid our hair like little dreads and stuff. It was so funny. But then the next morning we woke up, and I went out on the beach on the hammock and stuff, and with my cousin Kaylee, and we just kind of sat there for a while, just kind of taking everything in. It was really pretty that morning. But then we all loaded up on another water taxi, and we went to Belize, and then we boarded the airplane and left from Belize to Fort Lauderdale, which took about 2.5 hours. And then we got to the Fort Lauderdale airport, and we had like a 3-hour layover. So we just kind of ate and hung out. And then from there, we went to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta we drove home. And that was really my whole experience. Like overall, I'd say my experience with Praying Pelicans in general was amazing, because without Praying Pelicans I wouldn't have met Marion and Herman and Lauren, and they are 3 of the most like God-seeking people I've ever met in my life. Like I could just tell that everything coming from them was genuine, and that they really had a heart for the Lord. I loved like just everything about Belize, honestly. I love all the kids, even though like they struggle with stuff, like they still love looking for the joy in everything that comes at them, and they're just so happy all the time. And even when they get down, they just know that like it's gonna be okay. And so I really love that, and I really miss all my friends there. And God moved in many ways. Yeah, so God showed us a lot there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't much, but it was just me speaking from my heart and sharing with you guys a little bit about my experience in Belize and with Praying Pelicans. But I love you guys, and hope you have a great day, and never stop loving Jesus. Bye.
Me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith would be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, in my faith